This is a demonstration of Nostra Safebox for the Web of Trust Hackathon. So Safebox is extending the Nosfabrica vision of delivering care and receiving payment. I've strived to make it similar in terms of simplicity, where with Nostra Safebox you're sharing records and making payments, and I'm implementing it with Nostr and incorporating the Web of Trust concepts, which I'll show in this demonstration. The use case I'm focusing on is health records and payments using the Web of Trust. Um, the visual on the left-hand side is showing someone with an NFC card or an NFC bracelet receiving a record, and they can actually make a payment if they could use their NFC bracelet or they can use their NFC card. The scenario that I'm going to be going through is a doctor-patient health record sharing, where the doctor offers a record, such as an x-ray. You see an example of the PDF with the image there, the original record. The patient actually can view the record on their Safebox, and then a doctor or another doctor can actually request the record to see it. And then later on the demo, I'll show the attestation and the Web of Trust setup, and if I have time, showing a payment. The key thing here is that I'm trying to replicate the trustworthiness. And here are the questions that might be going through with the doctor in their mind. Is the record valid? Is it the right person? Do I recognize the issuer and owner? What is the owner's reputation? On the patient side, is it really my record? Do I really control it? Do I recognize the issuers? Is it private and secure? Is my data sovereign? So those are the questions that I'm answering with the Web of Trust add-on. I focus on a simple experience. At the end of the day, users won't care what's going on underneath. They want to share a record via a QR code or an NFC, tapping an NFC card. I have both those flows working. Underneath the surface, there's lots of engineering. What I showed in the previous hackathon is developing Nostr Safebox being independent from a lot of infrastructure or kill switches or gateways. I'm using a combination of Blossom servers, Cashew mints, Nostr relays, which in turn use Lightning channels, Bitcoin UTXOs, and of course I'm using in a hybrid solution the classic internet protocols. Underneath the hood, I've developed a protocol which I call Noth and Nembed for transmitting records. I've developed offers and grants, and then also I have payments with Cashew. I'm using NFC QR. I'm focusing on making sure I implement the NIPs. In this case, NIP 85, which is the trusted assertions, and the NIP attestation, which is the one that enables me to attest ownership. I've also implemented like post-quantum, and I will be demonstrating that. So offering a health record, I have a little snip here where a doctor is actually offering a health record. They've uploaded it, the x-ray diagnostic, it's a PDF. They've loaded the original record, and then they're offering it by a NFC. The patient is actually tapping their NFC card, and the transmission goes through, and you see the check mark. Very, very simple. The next slide, the patient wants to view their record. They just received the record, so they go to their health records in their wallet. They see their health record. They'll see various check marks there, and I will describe that later. And there's the original record that they actually have in their wallet. And it's all encrypted, and it's all totally secure. Let's go to the next one. So here, a doctor, the same doctor, another doctor is actually requesting a health record from the patient. Again, they go to request a record. They say, I want a health record, request by NFC, and then the patient taps. They can enter their PIN. In this case, I'm just passing it by, and then invalid PIN, it's just passing through. But now it's actually going to the Safebox of the patient. It's pulling all those records, the x-ray diagnostics, and I'm just going to stop here for a second to show you the check marks of it being valid, self-presented, attested by owner, recognized, Safebox trusted entities, the Web of Trust scores. I'll explain that in a little more detail. But the doctor has everything that they need to ensure that that record is actually legitimate. And lo and behold, there's the actual record that comes back. So there we go. Let's go to the next slide. Attestation by owner. Every Safebox has its own Nostr identity. And in order for it to be legitimate, a doctor can attest with their social profile. Again, it uses the Nostr signing add-on, and if it's available, or ask for the private key, but that's actually done under a different security context. So that way an owner can actually attest that they own the actual Safebox, and that's using the NIP attestations, the NIP that Nathan Day had actually created. Go to the next slide here. Setting up the Web of Trust, the root authorities. It's one thing to receive a record, but they need to know whether the doctor or whatever is part of an association or part of a list. And basically what I implemented in my initial implementation is that I have a Safebox Trusted Entities Authority, and anybody that this authority follows is considered to be recognized. That's the implementation that I did just to leverage the social media clients, but eventually I will use the decentralized lists. The trusted assertion providers, I'm using NIP85, and again, this looks a little bit busy, but the idea here is that I trust a trusted assertion provider. I say that this is the attribute that I want, for example, rank, and it's coming from NIP85, Nosfabrica.com. I have another one here for followers, and I can add as many trusted assertion providers as I want. And then from the doctor's point of view, when I evaluate a record, it actually checks these trusted assertion providers. So the health record acceptance, at the end of the day, and I showed this diagram a little bit earlier, it goes through 5 steps before it's actually the doctor accepts it. One is step 1, validation. Is the record cryptographically valid? Do the digest match? And that's not only for the private record, but that's for the original record. Step 2, is it self-presented or held by the current Safebox, meaning that the record hasn't been taken as being presented by another Safebox. Number 3, is that Safebox owner under control of a Safebox owner, and I can check that independently with the NIP attestation 31871. And then step 4, which is the recognized by a root authority, is the owner actually in a trust list. And then finally, the last part, which is the Web of Trust scores, is to iterate through the trusted assertion providers to enumerate the various tags and the scores. And again, here we have rank, which is 100, and followers 2384. And finally, at the end, you can actually make a payment. And this is an example where the patient is actually making a payment with their NFC card. So very quick, this is a quick demonstration, but it's working. The GitHub repo here is Safebox under my GitHub account. I do have a pre-release site where I've got like a working prototype. And at the end of the day, you want to be able to make payments. You want to show your records. You actually want to leverage the Web of Trust. And that's it. So thank you.